Welcome to Kenpo University. My name's Alan Babinick and I'm your instructor. We're talking about inward-outward blocks. When you do an inward-outward block, or inward-upward or inward-downward, by the way, it doesn't have to be inward-outward. Any of the double blocks. Your first block is closer to you. Your second block is always on the outside. So if I did a right inward block, my left outward block comes on the outside of my arm and goes to my extended outward. So right inward, extended outward. If I did another one, like if you're doing the katas or something like that, here would be your inward block. Your outward block would again come on the outside as you go to your extended outward. So it's inward, extended outward, inward, extended outward, inward, extended outward. It always comes on the outside, and I'll tell you why. Because if you went inward block and you're coming on this side of it, if somebody pushes, you could get this hand out of there. If you were on the inside, see how this is on the inside of my arm, and somebody pushes, you're going to get trapped. So you're basically getting in your own way also. So if I went like this and I tried to come on the inside, I can only get on the inside of my arm. When I'm doing my outward block, I get a little bit more travel around the circle as I'm coming around for that. So if you go on the inside of your arm, you're in your own way. When you're on the outside of your arm, it keeps you from getting trapped, okay? Or if somebody pushes on your arms, it's going to keep you from getting stuck and in your own way, right? So you want to make sure that when you do inward-outward or inward-upward or inward-downward blocks, the second block is always on the outside. So if I was doing inward-upward, it would be inward block, and then this hand's coming up to my upward position. If I was doing an inward-downward block, like thrusting salute or something like that, it would be inward, downward, diagonal, palm up, if you want to be technical about the whole thing. And this is still on the outside, so I don't want it to try to come on the inside like this, close to my body. I want it further from my body as I do my downward block. So as you're doing these, the second block is always further away from you. It's never towards your body. Just tidbit of information. It changes when you're doing weapons. Because if I had a knife in my hand, if I had a knife in this hand and I did an inward slash and then I did on the outside, I would have just cut myself right there. So for weapons, it changes and you're going to go the other way around. If you know that, you can deal with it and keep from being trapped. So a lot of times when you're doing weapons training, you do your inward outward or you do your double blocks or whatever they are. You usually do them in a way that's going to keep you from getting trapped, okay? But when you're fighting open hand, just make sure your second block is further from your body. So, and in like long one, the end of long one, or the triple blocks in long one, a lot of people start reversing those and getting them a little bit mixed up. So just keep your eye on what you're doing. Thank you for watching this video production from Kenpo University.